Hi, You Can Heal family. I tried a different park today. I had a doctor's appointment this morning and I feel like I'm trying to beat the rain, but I thought this park would be pretty cool because it's got the fountain behind me. So let's try to get this chapter read before the rain comes down. We're in 2 Samuel chapter 8. My name's Shena and we've been reading through the Old Testament. So I feel like my head is chopped off, but whatever. All right, so David defeats Philistia and Moab. After this, David subdued and humbled the Philistines by conquering Gath, their largest city. David also conquered the land of Moab, and he made the people lie down on the ground in a row, and he measured them off in groups with a length of rope. He measured off 2 groups to be executed for every one group to be spared. The Moabites who were spared became David's servants and brought him tribute money. Oh dear. He measured off 2 groups to be executed for every one group to be spared. David defeats Zobah and Aram. David also destroyed the forces of Hadazer, son of Rehob, king of Zobah, when Hadazer marched out to strengthen his control along the Euphrates River. David captured 1,700 charioteers and 20,000 foot soldiers. Then he crippled all but 100 of the chariot horses. When Arameans from Damascus arrived to help Hadazer, David killed 22,000 of them. Then he placed several army garrisons in Damascus, an Aramean capital, and the Arameans became David's subjects and brought him tribute money. So the Lord gave David victory wherever he went. David brought the gold shields of Hadazer's officers to Jerusalem, along with a large amount of bronze from Hadazer's cities of Teba and Berothai. So I don't really know what's going on, to be honest with you. The last chapter we were talking about David building the temple for the Lord. So now it looks like there's some battles going on. Verse 7 says, David brought the gold shields of Hadazer's officers to Jerusalem, along with a large amount of bronze from Hadazer's cities of Teba and Berothai. The next section is David receives gifts from his enemies. Verse 9. When king of Toi of Hamath heard that David had destroyed the army of Hadazer, he sent his son Joram to congratulate David on his success. Hadazer and Toi had long been enemies, and there had been many wars between them. Joram presented David with many gifts of silver, gold, and bronze. King David dedicated all these gifts to the Lord, along with the silver and gold he had set apart from the other nations he had subdued: Edom, Moab, Ammon, Philistia, and Amalek, and from Hadazer, son of Rehob, king of Zoab. The next section is David's righteous rule over Israel. So David became very famous after his return. He destroyed 18,000 Edomites in the Valley of Salt. He placed army garrisons throughout Edom, and all the Edomites became David's subjects. This was another example of how the Lord made David victorious wherever he went. David reigned over all Israel and was fair to everyone. Joab, son of Zeruiah, was commander of the army. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was the royal historian. Zadok, son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, son of Abiathar, were the priests. Zeruiah was the court secretary. Benaniah, son of Jehoiada, was captain of the king's bodyguard. David's sons served as priestly leaders. So that's the end of chapter 8. So, I guess it's showing how David was able to conquer all these enemies. Let's read this commentary for, no, that's chapter 9. Oh my gosh. the main city of the Philistines, which had been a threat to Israel since the day of Samson. No explanation is given for David's attack on the Moabites who had sheltered his parents, nor for the severity of the treatment of them. Verse 4, crippled horses. Horse-drawn chariots were the ultimate weapon of that day. God had forbidden Israel to use them, lest his people come to trust in them. David qualified his obedience by keeping 100, probably an encouragement to Solomon to go much further. Listen, some chapters come together more for me. This chapter was just this chapter, so you're going to have to take it. Go back and reread it on your own. But it just looks like David reigned over all of Israel, and he was defeating his enemies, right? Just like God said he would. So we'll be back tomorrow with chapter 9. I'm probably going to be in this same spot because I'm going to go ahead and read that now. Always remember, true healing begins with self-love. Why? Because God is love and he lives on the inside of you. I'll be right back. Bye.